And now that you were bringing up the diamond issue, I got another point I'll speak to. But we got the mic on here. Hypocrisy of all hypocrisies. We would have Mass every morning, 6 o'clock, I forget what time it was. And Father Clifford was there saying Mass. I'd be the altar boy. Brother Michael Diamond would be sleeping. And he'd say, when it comes to Holy Communion, wake me up. I'd go in and wake him up for Holy Communion. He would come in, receive Holy Communion, and immediately go back to sleep again and leave the church. He did it every morning. Never attended Mass.
That's real. That's insane.
This guy was Catholic, though. You know what I mean?
So we'd have to run out of Mass to go wake him up and bring him in.
I need to say this. Even a guy, Frank Conklin, would come down here, who knew Father Feeney. He's a witness to what I'm saying. And other people,
let's bring him in.
Brother Michael never went to Mass.
Got to reach out to him,
receive communion and go back to bed. So every time it comes to communion, wake him up, he'd come in, receive Holy Communion, and go right back to bed. Never attend Mass.
So why does he care about Noah's Order versus TLM if that's all?
Finally, Father Clifford gets it one morning, and he goes, I'm no longer giving you Holy Communion until you attend Mass.
Based.
That was it. Goodbye, Father Clifford. Now, I didn't like Father Clifford for other reasons. He was a Marian priest.
He accepted popes after
Innocent
III.
reasons I would have got rid of him.
He was a Marian
priest. I would have got rid of him for the right reason.
But doesn't say what the right reason is.
His eyes raged. Walked out of the place, and right after Mass, called Father Clifford in. That's it. I want you out of here. Don't you ever talk to me like that. I'm the superior in here. Where are we? And
bit of a complex.
He got all panicked. He ran in front of the altar and kneel down in front of me. Blessed Mother, help me. I want you out of here now. Now, I would have kicked him out.
Wait, so Michael's the one doing that? Or I don't know. Michael's the one praying? And that was the last Mass to ever be celebrated in the monastery.
Mass guy. He's the one that tells you about you always got to go to Mass. Yeah. Even now he only goes in to receive. He tells you to leave. He don't love the Mass. My point on all this, he's a fat, stinking, demonic hypocrite.
Demonic hypocrite.
I had to do exorcisms to get him out of bed. He's so possessed by demons. I did. He couldn't even get out to pray the night office. I had to go in and do several exorcisms for about 15 minutes to get him out of bed so he could stay in office.
Exorcisms to get him out of bed.
These are all things that we're telling now.
I'm just imagining Michael Diamond like, I'm trying to sleep. And this guy's just like praying over him, throwing water in his holy water in his face.
I didn't care that he left.
This guy's not a priest, too, so I don't know why he's. I'm trying to figure out who's crazier in this situation.
He had such jealousies in him. He had a little dog in there even.
Wait, he had a dog?
Was a little muddy dog. I liked him though. I like all dogs. But he used to love me. He used to jump on my lap. I'd pet him. And he would get so jealous, Brother Michael, because the dog was always coming to me. And he would yell at the dog, get off his lap and come over here. And stay away from me. He would get angry. Oh, we had another kid get up there, this kid Marcus. Oh, you remember that. I'll tell you the Marcus thing. There's not one person that went to that monastery will not verify what I'm saying is 100% true.
Okay.
The kid's a nutcase. Old as a shark, a nutcase. Slept all day. I followed never prayed the offices. Never followed the rule at all. I followed the whole rule when I was in there.
That's what everyone who left said. They were like, I was the only one doing the rule.
The whole place. I would take care of all the people that would come in. I would do all that kind of work. But whenever he got involved, he always muddled it up because he didn't care one bit about people. So this one guy, Brother Anthony, in Berlin, New Jersey, wants to come into the monastery, a young kid, and he comes in, and Brother Michael lets him in, gives him a chance, and we're in there for about a day or two, and he comes up to me, he says, Brother Richard, Brother Michael hasn't given me any work to do, and I need a schedule. I need something to do. I said, Brother Michael, Brother Anthony needs a schedule. He needs some work to do, and he says, I'm the superior, I'll take care of that. I said, well, I thought I'd let you know. Another day, he comes by and he says, Brother Richard, I need work. He didn't tell you anything to do? He says, no. He says, I need a schedule. I said, well, look, our bookstore needs to be fixed. It needs to be organized. Come into the bookstore. I brought him to the bookstore. I showed him how to fix up the bookstore.
It's not a library. It's a bookstore. Like, well, it's probably because they sell.
Goes, did you tell Brother Anthony to clean up the bookstore? I said, yes. He says, I'm the superior. I'm the one who gives out the work.
My gosh.
I said, well, you're not no one's telling him what to do. The bookstore needs to be fixed. The kid's standing around all day. Somebody needs to tell him what to do. He goes, I know. I'll tell him what to do. I says, well, then do that, please. And tell him to do something and give him a schedule. I'm the one who will do it. Fine. That's how that argument ended, right? Then we're at the dinner table.
Fraternal correction at its peak.
Brother Anthony's sitting and he's looking at Brother Michael and he goes,
why does he still call them all brother, I wonder? Because he probably...
I need a schedule, Brother Michael. I need a schedule. And then Brother Michael's like this. Straight ahead with those shark eyes. And he doesn't talk to nobody.
Shark eyes?
He doesn't even tell him anything. You don't even know what to get as a wacko. Then he's staring straight ahead. his eyes are always dilated. That's weird. Somebody
He's gonna say that's because he's possessed or something.
And he's staring straight ahead. Nothing. He goes, that's it. No, first he says, I need a schedule. And he's staring like this. Nothing.
There's no video. There's no video.
Went, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And that was the end of Brother Anthony. He's gone.
High turnover rate in the monastery. It sounds like it.
Marcus Aurelian comes in. I forget his
Marcus
name.
Aurelius?
I can't wait till Michael and Peter get into some big argument and split off.
Oh,
Bound to
that's going to
happen.
be crazy.
Ain't nobody joined up there very long, where we are anyway. I was the only one that would take them through the steps, and when they were in there anyway, first, I'm saying all their offices. Brother Michael usually only say the night office. Only one a day or maybe two.
After several exorcisms to wake him up, I guess.
And then
Every day
we
before
would
the
be in
divine
there
office.
chanting a Latin. And then both of us were chanting, and Marcus was there. So this kid Marcus comes in, and he's from Texas. And he wasn't a bad kid. I mean, he was very delicate. So the next day, Marcus comes up to me, and he says, he says, you guys are massacring the Latin. I said, well, Marcus, I don't know Latin. I need someone to teach me. And he says, well, I can teach you. I know how to pronounce. And he taught me. He's the one who taught me how to pronounce Latin, this kid Marcus. So he taught me. I thanked him. And then he went up and told Brother Michael, oh, that was the end of it. That was it for him.
It's impossible to teach Michael anything.
He doesn't know how to speak the Latin. Brother Michael went nuts.
Yeah, big ego.
I want him out of here. I want you out of here
Cannot
by
be
tomorrow.
corrected, yeah.
I want you out of here.
So they were probably pronouncing it all wrong and stuff because they don't even know what they're saying.
Well, they never went to school. To
Exactly.
learn.
So they don't even know what they're saying. So they're mispronouncing this guy's like, hey, I can teach you all Latin or whatever.
How dare you?
How dare you?
So that got this Marcus kid kicked out just because of that?
Just because he knew Latin. They were like, oh, he might actually, he might know the Vulgate. He might disprove of our translation.
But this was happening in the background. He was one of the guys I was presenting the teachings to. Anyway, I was getting ready to give him those teachings, and then Brother Michael pulled him out of the house after the Latin dispute, because he told Brother Michael he doesn't pronounce his Latin right. Threw him into the other place, away from me. I had a package of Seti Vicant stuff to give him, because I wanted him to get it before we went to the St. Benedict there. I didn't want him to go there. And right in the morning, Brother Michael had him early morning getting ready, but I got over there real early in the morning, right before Brother Michael, and gave him the package. So he got the package. And he hustled this kid out in the most rude. So right in the morning, get him out, drove him, you're out of here. And all because he told him he doesn't know how to pronounce his Latin.
I wonder how much of what this guy says is even true.
Yeah, like I don't know if I necessarily trust this guy, but
He's pretty crazy, but it's still so funny to hear.
even if it's all fake, it's funny.
By listening to this dummy. But my way, what is I doing? I went, hey, I got a library here. He wasn't telling me what to do. I was telling him he couldn't run anybody. When he came to that, I had to run the other thing I'll tell you about, just which has to do with the when we're going through that court case on the Seti Vicant position. I was coming around to the Seti Vicant position.
He was coming around.
I
Oh,
had
I
a
guess.
dream.
Oh, yeah, they're
The
not
dream
all
was,
like that yet.
I was rebuking Brother Michael in the kitchen. I said to him, much is given, much is expected, and if you don't speak up, and you
Much
give
is
us
given and
information,
much is
then God will
expected,
punish you and destroy you. And I was rebuking him really big in the kitchen. I woke up from
Rebuke
the
him in
dream
the
and said,
kitchen?
boy, is that going to really happen?
Like Clue.
Maybe, I don't know. I hope not. What's going to happen? Well, about a couple months later, not even maybe 2-3 months later, we were already brewing over the Seti Vicant stuff position. And he knew I was reading the stuff from the library. So he got the stuff, took it away from my room, and he hid it back down in the basement again. He took it away.
So there were set of
And he was trying-
stuff
he kept trying to
there.
hide
Like
it.
material, like
Yeah.
Seti Vicant
Cox
teachings.
Brewing, but they were shutting it down.
And then he took something out of my room. I said, did you take this teaching on the Seti Vicant in this book out here? Yeah. I says, look, Brother Michael. I said, to much is given, much is expected. And I really wasn't thinking about the dream until I was halfway through the thing, you know? So much is given, much is expected. You're committing sins of omission. This is a truth that you're hiding, and God's going to punish you. He's going to curse you, and his wrath is going to... And I went on the whole thing. And after I said that, he actually listened. He went down in the basement.
That got Michael to
A whole
listen to
box of
him?
stuff he was hiding.
He knew how to rebuke Michael without getting kicked
He
out.
gaslit him, and that's why he uses that technique now.
And he did. And I said, well, that's pretty good. You know,
So why'd they not
maybe
kick
we're making
this
some
guy out?
progress with this kid, a little bit. Well, that was one thing that happened. And later on, when his brother Bob came in, which I don't think I wrote about it, but I don't know if I said exactly how the actual thing happened. When Bob Diamond came in, he converted by looking at my
I think Bob
Second
is
Coming to Jesus
Peter.
Christ video. He
Oh,
watched
that's
that
his
video
real
and
first
put
name?
more into
Okay.
it. And it was, I can see it. It was
Or
converted.
Frederick Michael Robert.
And then when I first met him, he seemed like a very good kid. He did, really. He surprises me the most, Peter Diamond, more than anybody. The reason he became so cursed and even probably worse than his brother is because he conceded. to his brother and not to me. He knew what I was
Not to me.
in the monastery. But when he first came
Anyone who
in,
doesn't listen to me is
he
demonic.
seemed to have some goodwill. He was a simple guy, completely different than he sounds now. He sounds like a whole different person, like he's a demon.
Sounds like a demon.
A pride-filled demon. Well, when he came in anyway, he looked at that and he was coming to me a lot for teachings. And
Coming to me for teachings.
Then his brother
He was
was
probably
trying
like
to
20
keep
years
him
old when
away
he joined
from
me.
me.
I'm saying it's just weird. He said, yeah, they would talk every once in a while in conversation, but there was no like structure to the
He
day.
said to his own brother, he says, well, can you give me the books? I need to learn about this. And every time he'd come up and visit, he would ask, can you give me the books on these positions? Sadivic compositions and the traditional teachings and all the dogmas, especially on the Sadivic compositions and all that. He said,
So Peter would
and
visit
he
and he
came
would
up
ask for
once, his
Sedevacans
brother's
and
not
stuff.
giving him
Yeah.
any books. He doesn't want him to learn these positions. So he comes up one time, and we're in the living room, and he comes up and says, Brother Michael, he says, I need to learn. I need to learn, or I'm not
I would love
gonna
to
know what the
see
Catholic faith is."
videos.
I would love to see, yeah,
I said,
Peter
"Brother Michael, did you give him the
voicing
books
up
yet?"
Peter standing up to
I
his
said,
brother.
Bob, come over here.
I need
And
to
Brother
learn.
Michael is standing in the doorway, and he just froze. You know, because if he got my way, I would have bowled him over. I said,
If he got my way, I would have bowled him over. What is happening?
I
don't know this New Mexico slang.
I got a box. I filled up all the Sedivi Comp book teachings. I got him all the teachings. I said, open up the door and open your trunk. I went outside with him. He opened up his trunk, and I put the books in the trunk. He closed the door. I says, now leave.
I says,
And then Brother Michael just stood there like he was in shock. Didn't say a word. And that's when Bob Diamond came back and then believed the Sedivi composition, and his brother was...
what books are
He
these?
was dead.
I guarantee
Probably,
you.
I think it's this one. I don't know who would have been the earliest.
Yeah, I don't know who.
His own brother told him, hey, he can't be the Pope. I'm saying he can't be the Pope. And then all of a sudden, we're all three getting...
And at the time, it would be JP2. Is this like
Yeah,
2001?
this is like
I don't
late
want to hear
90s or
from
something.
you
Okay.
anymore. Nobody can make a declaration. Nobody can judge the Pope. And that was it. That
Sounds
was
like they had a
it.
very
That's
early
when the
misconception of
decision
how
was that I'm gone.
Pope works.
At that moment, because of that happened there, and it was happening to Bob. And Bob kept fighting him a little, and then Bob left. You know, I was left there alone, and then the axe was ready to come down on me. He said, "That's it." And Brother Richard, you're restricted to your room. I don't want you talking to nobody anymore.
Dang.
Bro got
And nobody could talk to me
grounded.
for a while. That was a little bit. I knew something was brewing. The Montesanos would come up with their groceries and they couldn't talk to me. I understand if I deserved it. That's fine. You know.
He's all into corporal punishment or whatever.
I can't
He's
talk
got
to
what's that
nobody. But then
syndrome called when
I
you
said, "That's it,
you're
Sal.
off?
Or
This is over to say.
Stockholm.
This is over to
Stockholm
say.
syndrome. Like, oh, that's probably
He's
fine.
wrong.
I probably-
He told us we can't talk to you.
I probably deserved it anyway.
Tom Mamo came in. I heard him talking in the back.
He's used to being in the basement, being fed Sedevacans stuff. See earlier in the video.
And he said, "You know, he might be right. He could be right. I mean, you know, didn't you, Brother Michael, give him another chance." They were all sick about what happened. They knew it was going to happen before he told me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Why?" They looked. They were all fasting. What's going on? You know. So, but when he called me in to let me go, I forget who warned me. Montesano, someone said he had a gun in the left-hand corner of his
had a-
desk. A gun. And it was a big table, and he was sitting over here, and I knew that. I says, "Well, I'm
different
going
guy.
to."
I thought it was Michael. I must have
The
missed
minute he
him.
reaches for that thing, if he pulls that gun, I'm going to make him eat it.
I'm gonna make him
I'll
eat
be
it.
over that table so fast. He's not. I'm watching. But I says,
Oh, he's like
I
worried that
hope
Michael's
he
going to
doesn't
shoot
do
him.
it.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
And he's sitting over here, and I'm sitting over there, and he goes, "Well, Brother Richard, I think God is calling you more to go out and to preach and evangelize. This is more like a monastery, and we're like a seclusive contemplative."
Yeah, sure.
I said, "Brother Michael,
Making videos all
that's a
day.
lie, and you know it." I said, "We're not strictly contemplative. We make controversial videos, and we owe it to the people to respond to them. We're not. You're letting me go because I hold the Sedivic composition because I believe John Paul II is an anti-pope. That's it. That's right. Nobody can make a declaration against the Holy Father. Nobody can judge the Holy Father." I says, "I'm going to say this to you 5 times. Vocum est apostolos officio." And
Sounds like his Latin's still bad. Maybe.
And then he went, "That's it." And he went to the drawer with his left hand. I seen him reach it. I watched. I'm watching him. I went, "Don't go there."
When you make a movie out of it.
Oh,
And he had the
recreate
Montesanos, you know.
Freedom Tunes. Oh, if Freedom Tunes did this, that would be hilarious.
But he didn't open the drawer, and he went, "That's it. That's right. Nobody can judge your Pope." And that's when I told him, "Well, look, you're the
most
first one
dramatic
who
thing.
doesn't obey John Paul II." You know,
And he reached for the drawer.
He gives a command. "I don't obey you because you're my superior." So that's it. You're out. And that's when he kicked me out. You know. I says, "Well, I don't belong here because I can't keep my mouth shut, and I will not remain silent. I will not obey you on this."
This may seem like a quibble, but You aren't judging the Pope because he stopped being.
Oh, because he's not even the Pope.
Wow, big brain. I'm not judging the Pope because he's not the Pope.
Judge a Pope, yeah. And he said, you're sending stuff in the mail behind my back. Yes, because I promised these people the teachings. And what do you hide? I told them, what are you hiding? Cum ex apostolatus officius at church.
Oh, cum apost. Oh, okay, I know.
Cum ex apostolatus.
Yeah. Okay, I know what he's
That
talking
was
about.
it.
Just not
At first, I was like, what was?
That's what.
I thought he was doing like a
Salazar
saying,
Jr.
not the
took
name
me
of a
to
document. Okay.
Philadelphia, where he was going home. And then Harry Rue picked me up in Philadelphia and took me to the senior citizen home.
Harry
of
Rue?
So I
Dude, all the
spent,
characters in the story are just...
For about punishing me because of my sins of omission. Grievous sins of omission. I committed bad sins of omission.
Because he
I knew
didn't
it, too.
spread
I
the
looked back
sedevacant's
and see.
position
He
enough.
didn't
It's
push hard enough.
okay.
But he didn't let me.
Should we go to the other video?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was it there. And the thing is, they did stay up all night. It was
Diamonds
crazy.
stayed up all night.
When I
They all
was,
stay up all night?
they both stayed up all night. They would stay up till
Like
like
vampires.
six in the morning, and then they go
6
to bed.
in the
Like
morning?
vampires.
Well, I got busted because they had a girl. I was answering the phones, and this girl was trying to get him for the longest time, you know. And hey, 3 in the afternoon. She's, hey, brother. Oh, okay, nah, they're busy. They're busy. Finally, about fifth time.
They were asleep?
No, he's
At 3 p.m.
But that was it for me, you know. Like the next night, so she calls over, gets a hold of him. She's like, "You were sleeping?"
Oh, he got exposed for saying they were sleeping. Okay.
They perform exorcisms at 3 p.m. to get him out of bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told
they'd
him.
stay up till like 6 in the morning
I
and
said
go
I
to bed.
can't. I says I can't lie for him
I know.
anymore. He's sleeping.
Yeah.
And also they kept asking about whether you're legitimate Benedictines.
Yes.
And I lied to them, and
Yeah.
I know I was lying.
Oh, I got a
But
story on
I
that.
couldn't take
So even when he was there, he didn't think they were
I guess.
legitimate Benedictines?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But that on the Benedictine thing, when I was up there the first time, my dad actually went up to the monastery when I was
He
in
did?
Pennsylvania. Yes, and he knocked on the door and he met him. He said, "Are you guys Benedictine?" Because he was talking to people. My dad was talking to people, and then they tried to shoot my dad down. I was like, "Yeah." He came through. He's like, "You guys aren't Benedictines." And I said, "Well, are you?" And they said, "Oh, it's just a side issue. That's just a side. Yeah, of course we're Benedictine." You know, he tried to say that, but it's just a side issue. I'm like, "Well, if you're not Benedictines, that's kind of like a little,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
exactly."
don't say it.
But they try to say, "Well, that's just they don't want to look at the faith. It's a side issue." But if you're not, you're not. You know what I mean? And they had that prophecy. You know the prophecy
Oh,
about the
yeah,
that they're going to
that's what I
say
wanted.
exactly.
Yeah, the Benedictine order.
Right.
That was Brother Joseph.
What prophecy?
Because I went up there,
Well, some
I
prophecy
didn't
about like the final order in the time of the apostasy will be Benedictine.
Oh,
something.
really?
do this no more. I said, we can start in the
How convenient for the
Yeah, I
Diamond
know.
Brothers.
That's why they chose
And
Benedictine
then
order.
he even dropped the name for a while. He did.
Did he really?
He dropped the title for a short period of time, then he picked it up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I even told him, like, if you didn't hold a city of composition, I said, we may as well take these costumes.
Take
off
these
and go home,
costumes
because
off.
we're frauds. Anyway,
Based.
but,
Cosplaying as the Benedictine monks.
That's what Trent Horn said about them. They were like, he said that they are playing pretend Catholics or something.
So,
They're Protestants play pretend Catholic. I forget what exactly what he said.
I'm in there in the second of my, and I found a letter to Richard. I said, "Oh, okay."
So this was after
So
Richard
I
left.
go over there. I said, "What's this?" "Oh, there's a letter to Richard. Should we send it to him?" I said, "Oh, okay." And then he took it in like that, and he's like, I said, "Well, what happened? How did you leave?" "Oh, well, he says, well, yeah, Rich, he was a nice guy, don't get me wrong, a nice, meek guy, this and that, but he just didn't want to help out. He kind of just did his own thing." And this
Wow.
and that. Never said once about the Sedevate composition. He never once told me it was about the Sedevate. He didn't want to help out. I was trying to do things, and he wouldn't help me, trying to put things out, and he wouldn't
The
help
other guy
me.
claimed he was super helpful. That's all he wanted to do
So
was
he
help
never
out.
mentioned the Sedevate composition. I said, well, but then he tried to say, well, he was real meek, and I liked the guy.
Real meek. He did not sound meek at all.
He was real nice and meek, but he just, he wanted to do his own thing, he just kind of...
Literally, the Diamond's entire existence is about doing their own thing.
So here's the thing. So
Yeah.
I get thrown out the second time because I forget what happened.
Like
But,
thrown out of the monastery?
Yeah, anyway, so
I think so.
I left
Quote
the second
monastery?
time. And so I'm back in Pennsylvania, and this time I went there and I was living with Tony Kirby.
Tony Kirby.
One thing I got
Kirby.
time I went
Another
up there,
weird name.
Tony Kirby. This was God working through him because he says, I've seen a lot of people come and go there. He says,
I
if
turn
ever
over.
you get kicked out, call me right away, and I'll take you. Right outside of Latrobe, I think it was in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. 9/11 happens, right? I'm studying. I was looking at Richard.
9/11 was predicted in Revelation, probably. The bird in the
It's a,
sky.
it's a sign of. Yeah.
Something about the birds in the sky.
He says, well, this and that. So
Right, because I think that's when I started to get more access to the internet.
right. You were going to the
Yeah.
library and stuff like that. Yeah.
But you-
That's when everything goes wrong, is when people get access to the internet.
I know.
Sedes would not exist without the internet.
I'd be curious what they would say when the arguments did start. When Richard was speaking out against the Diamonds and back and forth.
It's Dr. Gavin Kerr's like estranged cousin.
But yeah, that's bald faced lying. It's like it's so see-through. Like,
Yeah.
See-through.
Well, I remember I knew nothing about how they with the
Stealing
cord
yeah.
and they took
the
the
mailing list, yeah.
None of
Stealing
that
the mailing
stuff,
list?
You know? And like he had it like Brother Natal told Brother Michael that he was going to be this great teacher, and he was another visionary guy, yeah, from the devil. You know, oh, you're going to be a great teacher, Brother Michael, and then he loved that one, and he was pumping himself up to be like, and he was going to be.
So he
never
got the
told me
complex.
He was the witness or nothing like that, but he had this charisma that he was going to be a great, because Brother Natal had told him he's going to be this great teacher, and then the thing, about the Chinese coming in, well, that may be true
What?
down the line, but they were,
It's so sporadic what these guys are talking.
but he was going to be, but then the thing with Brother Natal too, right? He was a cripple, like Richard said, and Brother Michael told me,
Oh yeah, didn't this monastery start by being for disabled people
Yeah,
or whatever, handicapped?
by another brother.
Yeah.
Now, what I was saying was
Quote
true.
brother.
He was afraid to talk
Quote
about it.
Benedict.
He knew it was true, but he refused to say it because he was going to lose all his followers.
yeah.
And he didn't want to lose his followers.
So R.I. was sedevacantists when he was there, giving
He was
information.
He was like developing it
yeah,
while he was
and,
there.
and giving out to other people, and then got kicked out.
Will,
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
One question. When you went to St. Louis, did you stop at McDonald's for a coffee?
I think only sedevacantists get that joke.
Must be an inside joke.
well,
Go ahead.
yeah, another thing me and Hector were talking about is the whole
About-
are they stoics?
Oh, the
I mean,
Stoic.
play basketball and
Right.
stuff like that. Have a laugh with them, like you guys can have a laugh, have a drink or whatever.
I know. No. Good question. Excellent. What they did was potatoes, like red potatoes every night. Peter Diamond would cook the red potatoes, and they did Ezekiel bread. He was a big health guy too. He didn't like fluoride in his toothpaste, and he was kind of like.
Oh, that
he'd
checks
watch
out.
out for
Very
all that
paranoid.
stuff,
I'm just imagining
you
Peter
know,
Diamond
so
cooking red
he'd eat
potatoes
health
now.
stuff
Every
all the
night
time. And so they
with
put a health
Ezekiel
food, like
bread.
this Ezekiel bread was like $6 a loaf or something like that.
Might
But
be
you get
more
all
than
of
that. It's a small loaf too,
His
isn't
red
it?
potatoes, but no booze. No booze at all. Yeah, they were stoic.
What do you want?
in a way,
Potatoes,
yeah.
bread, and liquor? It doesn't sound like
all carbs.
You know what I mean? That they had crap all
It's
over the
amazing
place.
because they were Stoics that kept no rule.
I know.
They had no rules.
Yeah.
Even the guy, Father Cyprian, over there to do the funeral for Brother Joseph, and he visited. He said to Brother Michael, he says, "You guys don't keep the rules."
Dang. Dang.
Surprised Michael didn't yell at him.
I mean, he
make him leave.
Probably did.
I prayed all the offices. One
I
guy
should
came
see if
in,
this
I
Father
told him
Cyprian
to
guy
go
is still
to the
alive.
office. He never did.
I never seen
He
it.
never did. And I said, Father Cyprian's right.
So both of them say they'd never prayed the
You're
office.
following the rule of Benedict.
They both
You're following
corroborate
the
that,
rule.
yeah.
No.
It's kind of weird.
Or is this
Stoics,
Richard again, I guess?
But, and
Same.
very, with Brother Michael, at least, he's introverted.
Yeah, he
He
is.
doesn't like people.
No.
Does not like people. You know, he's
No.
very introverted, stoic-y, and he'll joke a little bit too.
Yeah.
He's not like so stoned. There's always
The
a good
darkest
side.
humor
He's
you could
got other
imagine.
people. And Peter Diamond, when I first met him, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
And as soon as I left,
Yeah.
and he came in, he flipped. It's like he's another person. He even sounds like another person. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's possessed by something. When I knew him,
Possessed by an AI. Possessed by like a robot demon.
I'm the one who
Yeah, it's hard to
told him.
like accuse AI of using AI for him because he already sounds like AI.
And then he flipped, and it doesn't even sound like him anymore. He became just like his brother, like a robot. Like they're like
He said
robots.
even he said
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah, go ahead.
After like hundreds, I think they have hundreds of hours of audios and videos, and not once did I get the sense they actually never heard them laugh, anything like that. But I'm just trying to imagine.
Once in a
Do they
while.
laugh?
Well, they did once in a while. Like
he
he would do like little imitations. It's like, he had his little
Imitations
thing,
of
you know,
who?
he-
Like,
Yeah, I want to see
like
him-
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would love to
I
see
want to see
like
Michael Diamond making imitations.
Okay, yeah, I mean, but it
they
was
just like play charades and it's like, oh, anti-pope, oh,
here's a big
I guess
Whore of Babylon. It's like all the
They did.
Well, I got to talk about this when we went to mass. Oh, it was crazy.
Sure.
So their deal was, as long as you make it before the offertory, you could still receive communion. So we would not get there at the beginning. We would get there
Their
like,
deal was-
right when the guy's giving the homily or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
because they
he
can't go.
said, if you get there
They can't
before
hear
the
a
offertory, you
heretic
can still
give a
receive
homily,
this
so they
is
go.
still-
Oh.
They arrive after
So-
that homily
and
to
he'd
get
go-
communion.
And then he would go to confession. After he received Eucharist, he would receive Eucharist, and then he'd go to confession. I said, what is this? I said, yeah, this is nuts. I said, what do you... Well,
What's nuts about that?
exactly. So then, you know,
I accidentally considered something that might have maybe been heresy.
No, yeah, right. And you're not allowed to-
He like confesses coming to the mass too early. He's like, I heard some of your homily, Father. Bless me.
Well, Richard, obedience.
Exactly.
Silence. We don't talk.
Yeah.
And that he also said that the SSP10 chapel.
Yeah.
He just keeps saying. He said yeah, they can't talk because of the rule
I
of
said, well, if that's the rule of St. Benedict, we can't witness to people when they need it. I want to be a Franciscan.
rule of Saint
So
Benedict.
I
We
wanna
can't
to
talk.
people.
I know.
You know, this is wrong.
They can talk. They can make videos over the internet, but they can't directly talk to anyone.
No
I guess.
direct communication.
And he pulled me back. No.
Didn't let him talk to
Give
the
him
priest.
Stupid blind obedience.
Yeah. Oh, and then their big thing. Oh, JP two and the thing they hang their hat on with that is a revelation where it says the beast will get, or he comes back to life, or he gets shot and he comes back.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
JP2's assassination. That's what they try to say. Oh, so JP2 got shot.
The assassination attempt, he died and came
Yeah.
back.
That's why they
It's like getting shot and not dying means you're dying and coming back to life.
The beast.
So that's how they and they hung on it. Thank God Dermot said that to me because now they're doubling down on this. They're still doubling down on it. I would.
That's good you brought that up.
Oh man,
You're
he's
never allowed
crazy.
to look at anybody.
No,
he would always look down.
Yes, he would.
And he would never look in the eyes of.
I'm trying to look at the girl, like
you're not
kind
allowed
of
to look anybody in the
straight
eye.
ahead. He puts in the deposit thing. And
Won't make eye contact with the bank teller. Just comes and hands the check, doesn't say anything. Good morning, sir.
Well, anybody.
No.
Nobody. And he took, remember that one story, that one saint they said never knew what his mother looked like?
He
He never knew what his mother looked like. He was so holy, he never even looked at his mother. Whoa! There you go. That's stoic, right? I mean, it's,
At least these people are funny.
Yeah, like they
funny,
actually,
crazy
actually
people.
have a personality.
Yeah.
You're extroverted. I says introvert's not good. I says to want to be alone is okay. You can be a monk or a hermit. I'm not against you want to be a hermit. But an introvert's a bad thing. An introvert doesn't want to be around people because he doesn't like people. He's shy. And he doesn't like to be around people. He doesn't like people.
Exactly.
That's a sickness in introversion.
Exactly.
It's a mental diabolical possession.
It is.
I say
Having social
Being
anxiety.
being introverted is diabolical.
Yeah, I said, look at that. It was oh
crazy.
man.
Yeah, I felt bad for the
It's
girl.
embarrassing too.
I think she knew who he.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She's like I know. I've
What am I,
been.
dirt?
Don't
You
worry
can't
about
look
it.
at me? What am I, dirt?
I know who he is. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Oh, you were
Yeah. Like she's like, I know who he is.
And you're looking at you.
They got used to it, the bank tellers.
Wonder if they went in with their
Then there's then
Benedictine.
driving home from the bank.
Quote habit.
The
Yeah,
mark
habit.
thing, and I said, I was talking about apocalypse more. I said, well, what about the mark in the right here for it? Because how do you figure this with JP2? It's a spiritual mark, They go into the church and they got this in their right hand or forehead. I said, what about? How does that?
Oh, because the Antichrist supposed to have a mark on their head.
Oh.
He's saying it's a spiritual mark.
Look,
Oh, all of a sudden, it's not a literal interpretation.
It was the chip, which more likely, the chip thing's more logical.
Right,
A
exactly.
chip or something like
buy
that.
yourself-
So he changed his position
I
from
know.
that. He buried that first end time prophecy video he did, which he buried, was embarrassing.
Yeah.
If you looked at it, it's embarrassing. It's crazy and bad. I refuted him on that. I don't know if that's up.
I rebuked him. I said, much is given and much is expected.
It's just his argument for everything.
I rebuked him in the kitchen,
That's where you pull a brother aside for eternal corrections in the kitchen.
The whole church. The real church.
At least that's what we did before Vatican II.
I know. I think pretty much. Yeah, we play basketball there.
Basketball?
Friday night and stuff like that.
They
That
play
was okay,
basketball.
But and then
Every Friday night.
then I would do maintenance stuff around there and that. But yeah.
They make him clean and stuff.
But,
Yeah.
that was
Made him clean the shower.
And then I went, but like I said, then I went back to Pennsylvania. That's where I really dug into Richard's stuff there. When that second time I was in with Tony Kirby, that God had that I was sleeping on this floor. And he had he called it the Hermit Shack because him and his wife were strained. This guy Tony Kirby, because she was a big JP2 guy, and he was a Sadie Bay contest at the time.
Oh, yeah.
She was
Doesn't
up,
sound
and
good.
I
Sounds like a
would
good
argue with her,
marriage.
She didn't like me, so then Tony Kirby's like, well, yeah, I like you, but you got to go because my wife and she wants to come up here and see me, but she can't do it with your hair. So I said, okay, and
What?
that's when I
I'm
called
so
Richard, and I
confused.
said, well, maybe
Sounds like such a
go because I was at
such a
point where,
miserable
what am I
lifestyle.
gonna do? You're going to settle in here, get a job in Pennsylvania, or what are you going to do? So when he said that, then I talked to Richard, and then that's when I made my plans to come out here. So
here, meaning New Mexico, with the
I didn't
Yeah,
want
the
to
little
get stuck there too. I didn't know
Mary's little
remnant.
So,
Yeah.
But it was good. I had a good talk with Brother Richard, and then if I think of more stuff, I'll let you know. But yeah, stoic-y, clutter. Just kind of
Vow of poverty.
They're in their own world. Kind of stuff like that.
Here's another question.
Go ahead.
When one of
I wish I was
Peter's
there to ask him
audios
questions.
talking about, he was saying that, this guy read one of Richard's books, and in one day he went over to Richard. He didn't say
I don't know if
Richard,
that was.
why.
I don't think that was.
Who is that guy?
Was it Eric Coyle? Eric Coyle?
My boy Eric Horrell, who's now a real Catholic. Praise God.
But $1 million poorer. If that's what it takes, though. It's a more than fair trade, I guess.
I think Eric Horrell said he got his his ceremony of getting his habit was in the kitchen too. So I don't know,
Stop, are you serious?
Everything happens in the kitchen apparently.
Is what
I
he said.
sent Hector his website today. He's a tutor.
Okay.
He's a tutor. I think he's related to the guy, the Hoyle car company
Yeah,
guy. He
yeah.
had a lot, he's the one that gave the Diamonds $1 million.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, he
That's the
look
church,
at his
so
site.
that's
Look at his
the
site.
church?
So now he's supposed to be a Saturday contest, right?
Uh-huh.
You go over to his site. It says he's a tutor now, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're looking for something. Here's what I believe on religion. So you click on it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got modern moral theological books. He's got all your Alphonse books and other books and other heretical books. And that's all. You just read those books. He doesn't tell you anything about the anti-popes. He doesn't even say John Paul II is an anti-pope.
Yeah.
He never even says Francis is an anti-pope.
He's like mad that he's not putting all this on his tutoring website.
Yeah.
It's like anything that associates with their name, you have to
I don't know.
call out the anti-popes.
When you're stolen,
So speaking of Eric Hoyle,
Yeah.
there's also this article from Catholic Answers that mentions him. That's one such was Eric Hoyle, a one-time novice who came to the monastery in 2005. When entered, he turned over money. 2 years later, disaffected, he left and won his money back. The result was a lawsuit. Okay. According to the judge, Hoyle, quote, admitted that he did not like the nocturnal hours at MHFM, the lack of cleanliness of the shower stall, and the defendant's participation in unproductive activities such as board games. It's like
You can just imagine the Diamond Brothers
like
being up.
the two of them playing board games till 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Like,
the guy said 6 a.m. So they're just up late at night playing Risk or something, like
Yeah.
medieval Crusades Risk.
yeah, it has to be all these like old like medieval games.
They're like fighting over who gets to be the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's my turn.
and no one, neither like I don't want the Muslim country. You have to take it. Like, it's my turn, brother Michael.
And Michael's like, no, I'm the superior. And he has
Every
to go.
time brother Michael trumps him as his superior. They probably don't play any board games made after 1970. like it's all out.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like they'll make exceptions. I can't imagine the Catholic card game. They bought that and they like threw out all the heretical cards. There's only like 5 cards left and they can't play the game anymore. It's just like I can imagine.
Yeah.
Then they play chess, but they take the bishops out because there are no bishops in the world. I can just imagine like how ridiculous this is. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just imagining them both up till 6 a.m. playing board games, and they're like, "Hey, I'm hungry. Do you want some potatoes?
Some red potato.
Red potatoes and Ezekiel bread." It's like, no.
And yeah, like, why'd they only talk about dinner? Like, is it fend for yourself the other
I have
two
no
meals?
idea. I mean, communal meals are. I don't know if they cook for them. Apparently, Peter's the chef there, the
He's a basketball
The-
player,
the-
chef,
culinary wizard, the brains of the group.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the
potatoes.
quote charismatic one
Yeah, exactly.
doesn't seem to still be the case.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
He's still the one that makes videos and stuff, I guess. But
Yeah, I don't know how true any of this is, but like it's
so
I
funny.
think
to
it's
hear.
funny. And like this Richard Brandy guy is even crazier in terms of his position, but at least he seems like a relatable person that you can talk to. Whereas the brother, like
you
the
could not have
Diamonds,
a
they seem
conversation with the diamond.
Like
I don't
they
think.
seem like just off. I don't know, but anyhow, that's all I have.